what's up y'all? Welcome to my channel if you guys are new here. It's been a minute since I posted. I'm not gonna lie y'all, I've been low-key battling some mental stuff. I know a lot of people are struggling mentally. I don't know what it is y'all, maybe it's something in the air. I don't know what's been going on, but I've been kind of feeling weird and down and just not really myself lately. But I think I know why. Lately I just been really stressing about my future. What is my life going to be like in the future? Just overly trying to, I guess, have control of my life so that way I have a good future. And I think that's really been causing me my own happiness, y'all, because I've been stressing so much about it and overthinking and overanalyzing about my future. Now, first and foremost, it's not a bad thing to want to have control over your future. Or just your life in general. I will hope you will have some sort of control, so you're not just out, you know, on them streets, or you just out here just doing crazy stuff. Or if you are, I mean, that's your life at the end of the day, but it's not a bad thing to have some control over your life. So I'm not saying that, but it is if you're overly always thinking about the future, like me. I'm an overthinker. I tend to overthink about the future like crazy, bro, and I'm like, dang, bro, like I need to take a chill pill, because you just overanalyzing stuff for no reason. Like, what you doing that for what? So before 2021 ended, I set some New Year resolutions, like many people do for the New Year's. A lot of people set up, you know, goals for themselves for the New Year's. You know, rather that's going to the gym, rather it's cutting back on money, or maybe you're trying to be in them streets this year. I don't know, whatever you want to do. I don't know. But I wanted to set goals for myself, but most people don't really stick to their goals that they set for themselves for the New Year's. And I knew for myself, I wanted to stick to them goals. I wanted to really reach those goals this year. So I started to really put on a lot of just pressure and stress on myself so I can be able to reach them goals this year. I did not want to be that person that's like, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym, and just you go for like the first week or the first 2 weeks and then you just stop going. Like, I wanted to really push myself so I can reach them goals by the end of the year and have new goals by next year, you know? So what I did, I started to overwork myself to the point where I hit a burnout stage, and I just kind of stopped altogether. And then I started to procrastinate, and I started to really put myself down because I was not reaching those goals, because I was in a burnt out stage, because I was working so much and doing a lot and trying to reach them goals, and I just kind of stopped altogether. And that really made me frustrated with myself and kind of just unhappy in a way, because I'm like, if you don't get up and do this and do this and do this, you're not gonna have a good future. This is gonna happen. You're not gonna be happy in the future. But in reality, I wasn't happy at my present day time, because I was pushing myself to the max and actually putting my own happiness to the side so I can reach them goals. And so if you're a person who's maybe doing that right now, or maybe have doing that, or maybe you're in the current mindset of doing that, having high expectations of yourself isn't a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to have your future figured out, but it is bad if you're overly thinking about that. Like, you just overly thinking about it to the point where you're like putting your own happiness to the side. Like, it's cool to live in the moment. It's cool to live in the present day time. You should not constantly be having to worry about the future. And I would say it's not something new. We were kind of raised or brought up like that. At least I was, you know, in school. I remember when I graduated high school, I sat down with a counselor, and she was like, you know, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? And I looked at her like, what? Like, I don't know. Like, can I finish high school first? Like, I don't even know if I want to go to college yet. Like, I'm trying to decide, and you're like, what do you want to do with your rest of your life? Okay, if you go to college, what are you going to do after? And I looked at her like, I don't know. And I'm in my mind thinking, do you know what you want to do with your rest of your life? Was this what you wanted to do? Or was this a last minute resort? I don't know. But that's not how life works. And I'm not going to be pressured into like, oh, I got to have this figured out. If I don't, my life is not going to be happy. I'm not going to have this done. And I'm just like, you know, it's something that we were pressured, or not, I wouldn't necessarily pressure, but we were just kind of brought up with that mindset. So we kind of run with that mindset of like, you know, we have to have it together by a certain age, or, you know, this and that. And I'm not a fan of that. I think that's like causing your own happiness, and you're kind of negatively making yourself unhappy in the long run, because you might be stuck doing something that you don't really want to do, but you're just like, well, I have to do it because that's what I have to have a good future, so I have to do this. Like, you know, I'd rather you do something that you are going to be very happy doing, you know, instead of feeling like, okay, well, this is what I have to do, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense. The point of what I'm saying, we tend to think long-term wise all the time. Again, not a bad thing. However, it's bad if you're always thinking about long-term wise. You're not thinking about the present day time. You're not living in the present day time. It's just affecting your happiness. And in turn, it's going to affect your future self because you're so focused on trying to have it figured out. And that's just not how life works. You might think you have it figured out and something might happen and slow you down, prevent you from doing that, and just change your whole future. You know, maybe you had a goal to get there and something just kind of just happened to the point where it prevents you from doing that. And that's why I say life is unpredictable. It's like we know life is unpredictable, but if we're always constantly like thinking in advance, we don't really think about what ifs. We're just like, nope, we're gonna do this. This is what's gonna happen, and if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna be disappointed or I'm gonna be very stressed out. And I just started to, you know, I think notice that recently and just kind of take a step back and kind of focus on me and find myself as an individual, so that way when it's time to go ahead and start again, I'll be in a better mindset, you know? So recently I started to focus on the things that I have control of and not the things that I don't have control of. So for example, maybe you have a YouTube channel like myself. Shout out to small content creators. Or maybe you have a business or a brand, or I don't know, whatever, something that you're trying to start, and you're always like worrying about like the future of that channel, that business, which is understandable. You want it to grow, you want it to be successful, but you shouldn't be stressing over something that you have no control of, you know? You can only really control the time and the energy that it will take for you to build that channel, that brand, that business up, you know? And I started to really, when I looked at it in that kind of mindset, it really like opened my eyes and made me, you know, just kind of realize like, okay, like instead of worrying about the what ifs, focus on what I can do to get it there, you know? Live in the moment. This is probably the best thing, yet the hardest thing to do. It's like, okay, live in the moment. Okay, I'm in the moment, but you're not really in the moment because you're stressing about the what if. Living in the moment is probably the most difficult thing, because if you have a busy schedule, for example, and it's kind of hard for you to live in the moment because your focus is trying to get things done from that busy schedule. What I've been doing is putting myself first when I have a busy schedule or just a lot is going on in my life. And I started to notice, once I started putting myself first, I started to notice a better outcome in the overall like results. Because if I'm not right mentally, or I'm just not right in general, then everything else is gonna go downhill. You know, you have to put yourself first, otherwise everything else is just gonna fall. And that's probably the best thing that I've been doing, is just kind of putting myself first. I guess be in tune with myself for a little bit, and I go back and hop back in it again. I feel much better mentally. When you learn how to keep yourself busy with things that bring you joy, it's really easy to forget those negative and annoying thoughts, you know what I'm saying? So I've been in a much better mindset now that I've been doing that. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you do give this video a thumbs up. I will see you guys on my next video, and I hope y'all stay blessed out there, and I'll see y'all then. Peace.